My parents went on a trip and told me, we want to enjoy ourselves without any hindrances. Hours later, my brother posted a photo, the complete family. I commented, perfect, I've already removed my card from the family account. Enjoy paying for everything yourselves. 5 minutes later, they were panicking. My name is Jose, I'm 29 years old, and I work as an architect at a medium-sized firm. Nothing extraordinary, nothing that makes me special. I'm just the guy who pays the bills. I've always been that guy. Ever since I got my first decent job 5 years ago, everything in my family changed. The family bank account we opened to help each other out became my personal responsibility. 60% of the expenses, sometimes 70%. No one asked for it explicitly. It just happened. My brother Marcos is 26, 3 years younger than me. He works in marketing for a startup. He earns good money, enough to buy the latest iPhone every year. Enough to go out partying every weekend. Enough for everything except contributing equitably to the family expenses. But well, he's the baby of the family. A call from my mother. That tone of voice she uses when she wants something but doesn't want to sound like she's asking for something. Son, we have exciting news. What's up, Mom? Your father and I have decided to take a vacation. We need to disconnect a bit. That's great, Mom. Where are you going? We were thinking of the beach Cancun or Playa del Carmen. Something relaxing. Sounds incredible. When do you leave? There was a pause. Those pauses that last 2 seconds but feel like 2 hours. In 2 weeks. We have almost everything ready. Send me the details so I can request the days off from work. Another, longer pause. Son, it's just that this trip is just for us, your father and me. We need some couple time. Of course, I understand. No problem, Mom. Enjoy it very much. I thought the conversation would end there. Thanks for understanding, honey. It's just that we want to enjoy ourselves without worries. Without hindrances. You know how it is. Without hindrances. That word kept floating in my head. Sin estorbos. I repeated the phrase several times in my mind, trying to find another meaning for it. I couldn't. The following days were strange. Mom posted things on Facebook about the trip, photos of hotels, excited comments. Marcos commented on everything. You deserve it. You're going to have an amazing time. I wrote to Marcos. Hey, bro, the folks are going on a trip. Yeah, they told me. It's great that they're taking that time. No, totally. Something in his responses felt weird. Too short, too evasive. A week before the trip, I went to my parents' house for lunch. A Sunday tradition. Marcos was already there, sitting in the living room with Dad. Both of them were looking at something on Marcos's phone, laughing. When I walked in, they quickly put the phone away. The meal was tense. Mom talked about the trip constantly. The tours, the restaurants, the room with an ocean view. Marcos smiled, a strange smile, as if he knew a joke I didn't understand. After lunch, I asked my mom directly, Hey, Ma, if you need help with the trip, I can contribute. My mother stopped washing the plate in her hands. No, son, we have everything covered. Seriously, it's no problem. No, Jose, really, this trip is already paid for. We don't need anything. Her tone was firm, almost annoyed. The day they left, they didn't even tell me. I found out from a photo of my mom at the airport. Marcos commented immediately, Have a great trip. I love you. I tried not to think about it. I focused on work. I had an important project. Blueprints to deliver. Perfect. A distraction. 2 days passed. Monday night, 9 p.m., my phone vibrated. Instagram notification. Marcos Guaj Rios tagged you in a comment. I opened the app. It wasn't a meme, it was a photo. A beach, a perfect sunset, impossible orange and pink colors. In the center, my parents, tanned and smiling. To the left, Marcos hugging my mother. To the right, Valeria, Marcos's girlfriend, whom I barely knew. The four of them, perfect. The caption read, "Complete family, red heart, blessed forever family vacation." Complete family. I read those two words over and over again. The four of them. Complete family. My phone started vibrating. Messages. Lots of messages. Carlos, my best friend, bro, what the hell is this? Andrea, my favorite cousin, Jose, can you explain what's happening? Coworkers, hey, are you okay? The photo already had 17 comments. Aunts, uncles, cousins, my parents' friends. What a beautiful family. What a blessing to be together. My hands started to shake, not from anger, but from humiliation. They had excluded me, and that hurt, but this was public, deliberate. Marcos posted that photo knowing exactly what he was doing. I got up, started pacing in circles. Memories, so many memories. Marcos's private, expensive university. Who paid for it? I did. Marcos's car. Down payment paid by me. My parents' rent when dad was out of work for 6 months, covered by me. The family health insurance, Netflix, Disney Plus, Spotify, the Costco membership, the cell phone plan all under my card. And now I was looking at a photo of the complete family, enjoying a trip that cost $3,000 per person. Without hindrances. Without the hindrance that paid for everything. My phone vibrated again. A message from Mom in the family chat. Hi family. We arrived safely. The hotel is beautiful. We love you. I sat on the couch. I kept looking at the photo. They looked like a family from a commercial, like everything a family is supposed to be. And I wasn't there because I was a hindrance. The comments kept coming. 22, 27, 32. I opened my banking app, perhaps to see in concrete numbers how much I had invested in this complete family that didn't include me. Shared family account. Balance, $2,300. Last transactions, $200 from the supermarket, $150 for electricity, $90 for gas, $80 for streaming, $60 for the cell phone plan. A 3-month history, $6,000 contributed by me, $700 contributed by Marcos, nothing contributed by my parents because they were saving for retirement. Their retirement that included trips to Cancun with the complete family. I closed the app, went back to Instagram. 41 comments now. And then I saw something that made my blood run cold. My Aunt Beatriz had commented, "Oh, but Jose didn't come." And my mother had replied, "Jose is very busy with work. You know how he is, always so dedicated to his career." As if it had been my decision, as if I had declined the invitation. And Marcos had liked my mother's comment. That's when something inside me broke. Or maybe it was fixed. Maybe for the first time in 5 years, I saw things with absolute clarity. I wasn't their son, I wasn't Marcos's brother, I wasn't part of the complete family. I was an ATM with feelings, a source of funding with the inconvenience of requiring occasional emotional attention. A useful hindrance. And in that moment, I made the clearest decision I had made in years. If I'm not part of the complete family, then the complete family can learn to be financially complete too. I didn't sleep that night. I lay awake staring at my bedroom ceiling, thinking, calculating, remembering. 5 years of being the family bank. 5 years of loans that were never repaid. 5 years of emergencies that only I could solve. 5 years of being indispensable but invisible. Marcos's university, $40,000 over 4 years. I paid half because scholarships didn't cover everything and my parents didn't qualify for student loans. Marcos promised he'd pay me back when he got a job. It's been 3 years since he graduated. I have received 0 pesos of that $20,000. The car, an $8,000 down payment because Marcos needed reliable transportation for interviews to impress recruiters. He pays the monthly installments. I put down the deposit, obviously. The 6 months Dad was out of work, rent, food, utilities all added up to about $15,000. They told me it was a loan, that they would pay me back when things got better. Things got better 2 years ago. I'm still waiting. I did the mental math. $43,000 in 5 years, not counting the monthly expenses from the family account, not counting the dinners I always ended up paying for, not counting the birthday and Christmas gifts that were always more generous on my part. And now they were in Cancun, complete family, without hindrances. I got out of bed at 6 a.m. There was no point in trying to sleep anymore. I opened my laptop. Black coffee, a bright screen in the darkness of my apartment. First, I made a list. Everything under my name, everything that came off my card, everything that depended on me. Shared family bank account, full access. I can remove my card whenever I want. Netflix, under my email. My card. Premium plan for 4 screens. Disney Plus, my subscription. The whole family has access. Spotify, family plan. 6 accounts. Only I pay. Amazon Prime, my membership. Everyone uses my address for free shipping. Costco, executive membership. My name. Additional card for my parents. Cell phone plan, 5 lines. My plan, my payment. Marcos's car insurance, in my name, because his credit history was bad when we bought it. I pay. He supposedly deposits his share to me. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. My parents' house utilities, electricity, gas, internet. All on auto charge to my account because it's easier that way. They deposit their share to me. Well, they used to. They stopped about 6 months ago, and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be the problematic son. The problematic hindrance son. I looked at the Instagram photo again. 47 comments now. Marcos had replied to several. Thanks, Auntie. Yes, we are very blessed. Family is the most important thing. Family is the most important thing. I opened a new tab in my browser. I logged into my Instagram account. I went straight to the photo. The 4 of them smiling. The perfect sunset. The perfect, complete family. I started writing a comment. I deleted it. Wrote another. Deleted it. Too emotional. Too obvious I was hurt. I needed something cold, something that would make them feel exactly what I felt last night. Panic, humiliation, the feeling of the floor disappearing from under your feet. I wrote, beautiful photo. Perfect, I've already removed my card from the family account. Enjoy paying for everything yourselves from now on. I read the comment 3 times. Short, direct, devastating. No emotions, just facts. I posted the comment. And then I acted. I opened the banking app. Shared family account. Settings. Remove payment method. Confirm. My card disappeared from the account. The balance remained at $2,300. Everything Marcos and my parents had contributed in recent months. Let's see how long that lasts them. I transferred $1,900 from that account to my personal account. I left them $400. Enough so they couldn't say I left them with nothing. Insufficient for them to survive more than a week. Netflix. Cancel subscription. Confirmed. Disney Plus. Cancel. Confirmed. Spotify. Cancel family plan. Confirmed. Amazon Prime. I kept this one, as I use it too, but I removed my parents' and Marcos's shipping addresses. Costco. I called the customer service number. I cancelled the additional card. Only mine would remain active. Cell phone plan. This was more complicated. I went to the phone company's portal. 3 additional lines on my account. Mom, Dad, Marcos. All 3 with overdue payments that I had been covering. I removed the 3 lines from the plan. It took 20 minutes because the system required multiple confirmations, but I did it. Car insurance. I went to the insurer's website. Cancel policy. They asked for the reason. I put, sale of vehicle. Confirmed. Marcos's insurance would be cancelled in 24 hours. My parents' house utilities. I went to each portal: electricity, gas, internet, cable. I removed my payment method from all of them. Some let me do it immediately. Others said the change would apply in the next billing cycle. Fast enough. I changed all the passwords. Everything. Email, bank, streaming services, everything. It took me an hour and 40 minutes to dismantle 5 years of economic dependency. When I finished, it was 8 a.m. My coffee was cold. My hands were shaking a little, not from fear, but from something like euphoria. I went back to Instagram. My comment already had 3 replies. Marcos, LOL. What's up, bro? Chill out. 5 minutes later, Marcos, bro, seriously, what the hell? 10 minutes later, Marcos, Jose, answer the phone. I had 8 missed calls, all from Marcos. 2 WhatsApp messages. Marcos, no Jose, what did you do? Marcos, everything is cancelled. Netflix, Spotify, everything. What's wrong with you? I didn't reply. 2 calls from Mom. A message. Mom, son, we need to talk. Please, don't do anything crazy. Crazy. I was doing crazy things. Not them, who went on vacation with my money while calling me a hindrance. 3 calls from Dad. A formal message, typical of him. Dad, Jose, this is very immature. We will talk when we return home. Behave like an adult. Behave like an adult. Like the adult who had financed their lives for 5 years while they behaved like spoiled children. Another call from Marcos. I declined. I replied to the family chat with a photo of a dictionary definition of complete. Underneath, I wrote, complete family, complete expenses. It all makes sense. I put my phone on silent. The messages kept coming, the calls didn't stop. 22 missed calls in total. I opened Instagram again. My comment now had 15 replies. Family, friends, everyone asking what was happening. Marcos had deleted my comment. Too late. 3 people had already taken screenshots. Carlos sent me one. Bro, this is legendary. An hour later, Marcos wrote something different, something real. Marcos, Jose, seriously, Mom is crying. Dad is furious. Valeria is uncomfortable. You ruined the trip. Just tell us what you want to put everything back. I read the message several times. I ruined the trip. Not them, who excluded and publicly humiliated me. I replied. I don't want anything. I just want the complete family to take care of the complete family. Marcos, don't be like that. You know we need that account. Exactly. I knew. I always knew. That's why it hurt so much. The afternoon was a chaos of messages. Aunt Beatriz wrote to me, Jose, what's happening? Your mom called me crying. Cousins, family friends, all asking, all meddling. I replied the same to everyone, it's a family matter. It will be resolved soon. But it wouldn't be resolved soon, because for the first time in 5 years, I was in control. At 7 p.m., I received the message I was waiting for. Mom, Jose, your brother doesn't have money for gas to get back. The cards aren't going through. The account is empty. What have you done? I read the message 3 times. I felt something in my chest. Not guilt. Satisfaction. I didn't reply. At 9 p.m., Dad called. I answered. We need to talk, he said. His voice was tense, controlled. There's nothing left to talk about, I said. You decided I'm a hindrance. Hindrances don't pay bills. Don't be dramatic, Jose. You know we didn't mean it like that. Then what did you mean, Dad? Complete family, without hindrances. Explain it to me. Silence. That's what I thought, I said. Enjoy the rest of the trip with your complete family. I hung up. That night, I slept a full 8 hours for the first time in weeks. On Wednesday morning, I received a message from Marcos. Marcos, we're coming back today. We had to borrow money. Dad is furious. Mom hasn't stopped crying. I hope you're happy. I didn't reply. 3 hours later, an insistent doorbell. I opened the door. There they were, the 3 of them. Dad with a furrowed brow, Mom with red eyes. Marcos avoiding my gaze. We need to talk, Dad said. Come in. They sat in the living room. Nobody spoke. The silence was dense. Mom broke the silence. Son, what was all that? Why did you put us through that embarrassment? Embarrassment? I repeated. You embarrassed me in front of the whole family. It was just a photo, Marcos said. Don't be so sensitive. I looked at him. Complete family, I said. That was the caption. Without the hindrance. We didn't mean it like that, Mom said. I took out my phone, opened my notes. I had prepared for this. Marcos's university, $20,000. Never returned. Car down payment, $8,000. Rent when Dad had no work, $15,000. Family account, last 3 years, me, $18,000, Marcos, $2,000, you, 0. Monthly services, $1,000 a month for 3 years, $36,000. Total, $104,000 in 5 years. The silence was absolute. That's not fair, Dad said. We've helped too. When? Dad, when I needed money for my apartment, you told me you didn't have any. We raised you, Mom said. We gave you everything when you were a child. Raising your children is your obligation. It's not a debt I have to pay for my entire life. Dad stood up, his tone harsher. You've had your tantrum. Put things back and let's act like a family. I pulled out a printed sheet. These are the conditions. 1. Marcos pays me back the $20,000, $500 a month. 2. The $15,000 for rent, $300 a month. 3. The family account is divided equally, 33% each. 4. You pay for the streaming services. 5. Everyone gets their own cell phone plan. 6. A public apology from Marcos on Instagram. On that photo. Are you crazy? Marcos said. I'm not doing that. Then there's no deal. Jose, this is ridiculous, Dad said. We're your family, you can't charge us. I'm not charging you, I'm setting boundaries. Mom started to cry. How did we get to this? We got here when you called me a hindrance, when you published that photo knowing what you were doing. It was just a trip, Marcos said. Get over it. And in that moment, I saw something in his eyes. Not regret. Panic. Panic at losing his source of funding. You're not going to accept the conditions, are you? Because you really do see me as an ATM. No one answered. You can leave. Live your lives, manage your finances like adults. And I'm going to live mine. And us? Mom said. How are we going to pay for everything? Budgeting, cutbacks, responsibility. You're abandoning us, Dad said. No, I'm freeing myself. They left 20 minutes later. Dad slammed the door. Marcos didn't look at me. Mom sobbed. I felt no guilt, only peace. The following days were chaotic. Messages from relatives, all offering their opinions. Family is sacred. You have to forgive. I replied the same way to everyone. I'm not seeking revenge, just autonomy. Some understood. Carlos told me, you did the right thing. Others judged me, blocked me. I didn't care. 2 weeks later, Marcos wrote something different. Marcos, Jose, you're right. I got used to you solving everything. I never thanked you. The photo thing was wrong. Valeria told me it would hurt you. I was an idiot. I'm going to start paying you $500 a month. A notification followed, bank transfer, $500. I replied, thanks, Marcos. It's a start. Mom and Dad took longer. A month. Dad called. An awkward conversation. He admitted they took my help for granted, that they needed to be better. He didn't apologize directly, but it was enough. Things never went back to the way they were. And that's okay. I see my family once a month now. Sunday lunches are optional. When I go, everyone pays for their own meal. Marcos has paid me religiously for 6 months. $17,000 to go. My parents have their own Netflix, they complained about the price, they learned. Everyone has their own cell phone plan. They are learning to manage their finances. There was no public apology. The photo is still there, but Marcos posted another one, a photo of us. Caption, my brother. I admire him a lot. It wasn't what I asked for, but it was something. The extended family stopped weighing in. Some took my side, others my parents. Others stayed neutral. I lost some relationships. Uncle Roberto doesn't speak to me. That's fine. I gained other things. Respect, boundaries, peace of mind. It's been 8 months since that photo, since they called me a hindrance. It still hurts sometimes, when I see close-knit families, when I think about what could have been. But I remember the humiliation, the years of being invisible, and I remember that love shouldn't empty your bank account or your soul. I learned something. Family isn't just blood, it's respect, it's reciprocity. And sometimes the complete family is the one you choose, not the one that chose to use you. Do I regret it? Sometimes I wonder if I was too harsh. But then I remember, 5 years, $104,000, one photo of a complete family. No, I don't regret it. Because I learned that being the hindrance is better than being the ATM. And if I'm being honest, I've never felt more free. Last week I went to dinner with my parents. At the end, Dad paid the bill. Thanks, Dad. It's the least I can do, he replied. I drove home thinking about everything: the trip, the photo, the months of silence, the slow reconstruction. I don't know if we'll ever be close again. I don't know if the damage can be completely repaired. But I know one thing. I'm not invisible anymore. I'm not just useful anymore. I'm Jose, architect, son, brother, a person with limits and dignity. And that's enough. Complete family. Those words don't hurt me anymore. A complete family is one where everyone contributes, where everyone matters, where no one is a hindrance. And if my family wasn't that, it never was. But now, with boundaries, with respect, with slow but real reciprocity, maybe we're building something better. Not perfect, but honest.